Hello, hello, everybody. All right. Welcome to your 45-minute bar class today. My name is Elena. We are going to start with just a quick warm-up for today's class. I have some light weights with me, something that you can use for stability, whether that's a chair, a wall, or a desk, usually just something to put your hands on as we are doing some leg work. And then we're going to do some floor work. We're going to start with our upper body today. So we're going to start with our warm-up with those arms. I'm a little cold in here. We're going to turn it up a little bit. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and start with those arms. We're going to inhale up and down. Inhale, reach. And then we're going to add in a leg lift as those arms come up. Lift the leg. Good. Now we're going to take the arms to the side, bring it in, open and close. Reach. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and roll those shoulders back and down. We're going to take a stretch with the neck, ear to shoulder, chin down. And shake it out. All right, we're going to walk it out into a plank position. We're going to do our plank walks. Take it nice and slow. If you are feeling it today, I am sore and fighting off a cold. So we are taking it a little slow today. So walk it out, hit that plank position, and then roll it back up. And we're going to repeat that 2 more times. Roll it down, give those hamstrings a stretch, walk those hands out. Hold that plank for about 3 to 4 seconds. And then rock it back, walk those hands in. Last time, we are going to hold, bring it down. Nice high plank. Place those hands right under the shoulders. Bring it into a down dog. Stretching through those shoulders. You can bend the knees. And then bring it back to your plank. Drop down to the knees. Rock back to a child's pose. Good. Back up to your plank. Hold. And walk the feet into the hands or vice versa. Roll it up to standing. All right. And we're going to go grab our light weights and we're going to start with our shoulders today with our circles. I'm going to grab my 2 pounds today. That's because I did some shoulders earlier. All right. We are going to go into our first position, heels together, toes apart. Bend those knees just enough to have a nice soft bend in those knees. Tuck that tailbone under, keep that core nice and strong. We're going to bring those arms out. We're going to hold, and we're going to do circles to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the front, circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Repeat backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time to the front. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hold it. Bring it to the front. Ooh, and lower. Straighten the legs. Roll it out. All right, we're going to keep it in a standing position this time. Oh, the AC just turned on. We're going to take it, lift, out, lower. Reverse, lift, in, lower. Again, lift, out, lower. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Last one. And lower. All right, we're going to go here. Hammer curls, up and down. Give those shoulders a second to breathe. Curl it out. Bend the knees. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, palms up, curl, full curls. Eight more. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it at the top. Turn those palms out towards me. And then from here, we're going to do a reverse curl. So those hands are going to come down in the front. And then we rotate, curl it up, turn it out, and down. Lift, rotate. Nice and slow. Rotate, bring it down. Last one. All right, curl it up, press. Knees bend as these come down towards our shoulders. As we stand, everything straightens. Down, up, down, press. This is a more narrow with those arms. So those elbows are in front as they come down. Knees bend. Try to keep those heels on the floor. 3, 2, 1. Hold it here, take it wide. And we're going to come into a little bit of a sumo squat position. We're going to open those arms out to about 45. We don't need them all the way back here. Slightly bring them in. We're going to press down, up, down, press. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. Woo. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and stand it up. Walk it in. Shake out those arms. All right. We have some tricep kickbacks. All right. So for here, you can do a split stance, one leg in front, one leg in the back. I think this is a little bit more comfortable. Now in this position, make sure that our back is not arching too much. Go ahead and flatten it out just a little bit. Row up, extend, in, down, row, back, in, lower. Those arms stay in and close to the sides. The elbows aren't flaring out. Bring them in, extend, and lower. 5, maybe 6, 7, 8. 8 more, then we're gonna hold. Keep going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna hold it here in the back, and we're gonna pulse back. Back. I want you to just squeeze the weights with your hands. Pull, pull, squeeze, as if you were squeezing those shoulder blades behind you. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend it straight. Palms up. Pulse. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Drop those weights down if you need to. Take a stretch with those triceps. All right, and we are going to finish out with our shoulders. You're going to want lighter weights here. All right, I'm going back to my 2 pounds. We're going to take it back to our wide stance, and then we are going to sit into a nice low position. Get nice and comfy. We're going to hold it for a little bit. So find that nice, happy medium. From here, I want you to bring the hands together, clasp them together. We're going to go ballet arms. So we're going to start with a low. It's called a low fifth, medium, and high. We're going to bring it back down. Hold. Low. Lift. Lift. It's going to go lift. Pausing in the middle. Up at the top, hold here. You ready? One arm is going to do the same thing. It's just our right arm. It's going to come down, down, lift, lift, left, down, down, lift, lift, right, left. One more each side. Hold at the top. We're going to take it nice and wide, and we're going to open. Big circle. Through the front, all the way up. Open. Scoop. Bring it through the middle. All the way up. All right, we're going to reverse it. Here we go. Down in the front. We're going to open to the sides, open overhead. Lower in front. Open. Think a little lower in that squat. We are holding it. A lot of things happening. Last time. Good. And straighten out those legs. Shake out those arms. All right, we'll give those a minute to breathe with those arms. Towards the end, we will do some push-ups and some dips. We'll give our arms a few minutes to relax. All right, we're gonna go into our standing leg work. So this is where if you have a chair or anything stable to hold onto for a little bit of added support, we're gonna do some leg lifts here. So we are gonna do leg lifts, what they call en croix, which basically means front, side, back. So we have our leg lifts to the front, which is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to lift your leg straight to the front. Our leg lifts to the side, we're not going to do straight to the side. Those are our lateral leg lifts, which we were going to save for doing on the floor. We're going to go more in the diagonal, and we want the knee to face the ceiling. So find that diagonal, and that's going to be your side leg lift. So it's not a true side, but it's that diagonal. So that's going to be our second round, leg lifts to the side. And then we have our leg lifts to the back. Now, when you are lifting your legs to the back, it's very tempting to let the back arch as those legs come back. I want you to focus on keeping your back nice and flat and the tailbone tucked under as you lift that leg. So as you lift it, you'll notice where it stops. Glutes stop you. That's where you hold and you squeeze. So that's the positioning that we kind of want to go for. So I'm going to hold on to my little bar here if I feel like it's needed. You can also challenge yourself and do things on the floor and just test your balance. So we're going to start with 16 on the right leg. So you can go and get real fancy with it and have your arms out to the side. This is a good way to help with balance. Point the leg out in front of you. I want you to think of keeping it as straight as you can. This is where it gets hard. You're going to want to bend ever so slightly if you notice too much tension in that hip flexor area. But the goal here is really all about the control and balance. 5, 6, 7, 8. You can do hands on the hips. Let's do 8 more. 7, 6. Now we're using all that strength in that leg to get it up there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we are going to do, let's go right into the side. Let's make it a little harder today. So for our side ones, find that diagonal. I'm going to hold on just a wee bit. Now remember, not everyone's leg is going to be, my leg used to be like up there. If you can only get it a few inches off the floor, this is completely fine. If you can work with a straight leg and it's only to here, do it. That's perfectly fine. All right, bring the leg to the front, rotate it over to your diagonal, and then from here, inhale, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. 7 and 8. If you need to breathe, take a second. Here we go. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. I am feeling it today. All right, we have our right leg to the back. So, 2 options here. You can stand up nice and straight, or you can add a little bit of a forward lean. I'd like to have a little bit of a lean and on that support here. Leg comes to the back. Make sure that knee's facing the floor. And then go ahead and tuck that tailbone under. Try to limit the arch in the back here. So tuck the tailbone under, lift, and tap. Lift, tap, lift, tap. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to take that right leg behind us and take it into a little bit of a hip flexor stretch now. Leg lifts like that are very intense on our quads and our hip flexors and our really deep core muscles as well. So especially if you are lifting the leg and you feel, sometimes they get the tendon that like pops and makes the popping noise. So sometimes you may have to modify just for comfortability of it. All right. Sorry guys, that was my team's. It's like a jump scare. All right. Same thing on the left. Now my left is my weakest side. So it's going to be a little bit lower to the ground. All right. To the front. Start with a nice, I want you to think you are the prima ballerina of all time. And I want you to think nice posture. Think of a string pulling through your head. We're sitting up nice and tall as we lift the leg. Leg can go 2 inches off the floor. What you really want is that nice, strong and controlled posture. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm lucky I'm not making you hold that last one. I thought about it. All right, out to the side. So remember our diagonal, not completely to the side, slide it a little bit to that diagonal. Side is the hardest, at least in my opinion. Here we go. Inhale, same thing, lift, lower, lift, lower. Slow and controlled, squeezing all the way through. Now you're gonna feel it in that standing leg as well. You'll start to feel it in that side hip. 7, 8. All right, 8 more. Take a second if you need to. Here we go. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now lower to the ground. Fun fact, if you are just lifting off of the floor, this is more of what we call a tendu. When you have your leg going up very high, that is more of a battement. If you want to get real technical with your ballet terms. All right, to the back. Supporting as needed. Find that nice strong base of support. And we're going to pull our core in, tuck that tailbone under, lift, and lower. Lift, squeeze. It does help to put that hand on that low back and use your thumb to actually palpate those glutes and feel as you lift the muscle squeeze. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Take it back, left leg behind. Stretch that hip flexor. Alrighty. We are going to go into our plies on our point. So that is where we are going to hold on as needed. Feet are going to come to our first position. So heels together, toes apart. You should feel like a little penguin. Roll it up onto those toes. First, take a second to just stretch the feet here. So if you have socks on or bare feet, that's what is preferred. So you can really move those feet around. Now, what you want to watch out for when you are going up on your toes, if you're in a parallel position, I want you to look at my ankles. What we don't want is this, where those ankles splay out to the sides. We don't want that, so I want you to think of balancing the weight all the way across the toes, specifically on the ball of your foot more so. So as we come up, roll it up. You can slide the feet in a little bit closer together, and then I want you to bend the knees. There's a lot of things to remember here. So then we're going to retuck those hips under, point the tailbone down. Now you can do this on flat feet. If you've taken this class before, we can do flat feet. Elevating the heels targets the quads a little bit more, makes it a little bit harder, increases that stretch. Now we're just going to pulse it out like a bunch of little dancing frogs. Pulse, pulse. Now we're not sitting down super low. This is not a full grand plie. We're just pulsing to lengthen and strengthen those quads here. Now, once you start to feel those quads heat up, we're going to hold in 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. So about halfway down. We're not all the way up, right about here. And I want you to focus on tucking those glutes under. Now, this is the one where it's like the funniest thing, but we're going to tuck and retuck. So I want you to get into that motion. So we're going to release our hips and let our bowl, if our pelvis was a bowl, we're going to tilt it forward and let all of our soup spill out. Then I want you to roll the hips back, squeeze, squeeze cheeks. That's the motion. And then we're going to re-engage, release, and squeeze. Now this is going to engage our core as well as our glutes and hips. And I want you just to tuck and untuck 4 to 5 times just to remind your brain that we want to be in that position. And squeeze, last one. Hold, squeeze. Pulse it down for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep squeezing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up and lower. Shake it out. We're going to repeat that. This time, we're going to go parallel position. So, feet, you can bring them in. I like to leave a little bit of space in between. Roll it up onto those toes. Spread the weight out evenly. From here, bend the knees. And then just like what we did, we're going to tuck and squeeze. You got your golden ticket. Don't drop it. Hold it, squeeze, pulse it down. Now, again, if you need a little bit of more stability, feel free to hold on to something. This really helps us with our form. So don't think you're cheating if you are holding on to something. Pulse down, 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 down. Now, if your feet start to want to give in before your legs do, go ahead and drop it to flat feet and just continue pulsing. You're going to get a nice stretch in those calves. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the bottom. Open, close, open, close. Now, we're not opening super wide. It's just within that range of motion. Make sure you're still tucked in the back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up and lower. Shake it out. You can also flip the feet over and give the toes a little bit of a stretch and a front of the ankle stretch. All right, and then we have our second position, which is where you probably want something to hold on to, because this is, I think, a little bit more of an intense position. So we're going to take it nice and wide. Now, the wider you go here, I think that you can get a little bit deeper. You get more of a stretch. So find the position that works best for you. We're going to take it. We're going to come down first before we even lift up onto our toes. Now find that nice low position. Tuck those hips under. Think shoulders stacked over hips. We're going to do a few pulses in this position, just on flat feet. We're holding it. We're holding it for ever, till the end of class. Just kidding. All right. 3, 2, 1. Now you can get up there by lifting your right foot and then lifting the left. And now if this is too much of a position, you're going to go back down to flat feet, or feel free to alternate. Now we're holding here. We're going to pulse again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold, hold, keep holding. Here comes the fun part. Right heel lifts, lowers, lifts, lowers, lifts, lowers. 3, 2, 1. Left foot lowers, lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hold both of those feet up. If you can, we're going to pulse it out again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. And take a stretch. Any stretch that feels nice is what I go with. Shake out those legs. All right. We're going to make our way down to the floor, as my calves are toast right now. All right. We're going to do some of our lateral leg work, starting with our right leg. So you're going to want to lay on your left side. So this is like where like those old 80s and 90s videos come in. It's so funny. Some of these exercises, when I watch those old videos, the leg warmers, I'm like, man, I'd love a class like that again. All right, stack the ankles, stack the knees. Now look over and lift your feet. You want to make sure that your feet are basically in line with your tailbone. From here, you're just going to extend the leg out straight this time. So we're not going to go completely on a diagonal. We're going to keep it straight. Flex the foot, and then we're going to lift and lower, lift and lower. Now, it's really not too much about height in this position. You can totally bring that leg up as far as you want. You're going to go into more of a mobility work here. Keeping it within this range of motion is going to keep the glutes working. So once you go past about here, your glutes stop working and other parts of your back and legs take over. So don't worry about height here. Down and up. Squeezing all the way through. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it, point the foot, and I want you to do circles to the back. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring it down. Give yourself a second. Ooh. All right, from here, we're not done on this right hip yet because we're going to go do everything on the right in this position, and then we're going to do everything on the left. All right, so now we're going to keep our legs bent, and we are going to lead with our foot and do leg lifts, open, close. Now, sometimes I do something and immediately regret it. This is one of those things. Hips are feeling it already. We're going to go for 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring it down. All right, last one on this side is a clamshell. So we are actually going to sit up a little bit higher. I think this is a little bit better for hip mobility, especially on that bottom side. So we're going to come up on our elbow, and I want you to think of gluing your toes together. As we glue those toes together, knee is going to open towards the ceiling and close. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. All right, so from here, we're going to go into this new fun position, which is basically a stag position where right leg is going to be bent in a right angle in front of you, and your back leg, your left leg, is going to be bent in a right angle behind you. So right leg is over that. And now in this position, what you want to try to do is lift that back foot off the ground. Lift and lift. So it's really just a little bit of that internal rotation. You can try to lift the whole leg, trying to lift the knee here, down and up. Now we are just prepping our left side as well. Lift, lift, try to get that whole leg off. It's going to target a little bit more of the inner thigh here. And if you're like, Elena, I have no idea what you're doing right now, try to lift that back leg. Last one. Good. So if you were looking at it from this perspective, it's really just one of these leg lifts where we can rotate and open. It makes it a little bit harder by closing off the hips and limits our range of motion, making it a little harder. We're going to do all of that on the left. Slide it down. And then we're going to stack the ankles and knees. Extend that leg straight out, flex the foot, and then we're going to lift and lift, lower, lift. And hold, point the foot, squeeze circles to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it in, stack it, and breathe. And then from here, we're going to open, lead with that foot, close. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reduce range of motion if this is starting to creep up on you. 9 and 10, and bring it in. Breathe. Take a second. All right, from here, we're going to bring it up ever so slightly, and we are going to open that top leg. We're going to open clamshell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we're going to take it and go into our split stance position. Think front knee bent, or you can also take it and put that leg behind, and you can do a leg lift in this position as well if you are struggling with the other version. We can just lift that bottom leg, keeping it turned out. Otherwise, we're here. Lift, lift. And this is really, the leg's not going to go very far. Lift that inner thigh, lift the foot. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, roll it over onto your back. This is where if you have a band, you are more than welcome to throw it on, because we're going to go into a glute bridge. And bands are one of the best ways to make glute bridges a little bit more difficult. All right, if you don't have a band, you'll be okay. And we are going to go into a glute bridge. I want you to bring the feet a little bit further away from you as you squeeze and lift through your glutes. Now, remember, this movement is really being lifted through our legs and our glutes, not so much our back. I don't want you to arch the back here. Go ahead and think of, again, tucking those glutes underneath, holding here. Now, if you have a band on, I want you to pull the knees apart so that there is tension on the band. And if you don't have a band, I want you to slowly open the knees and then just pulse them open and close like little butterfly wings. A very small range of motion here. We're not going super wide, but we are just pulsing open, close, as we are keeping our hips up and squeezed. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Bring the knees to the chest. Nice. All right. Last one. We're going to bring the feet this time a little bit closer to our glutes. We're going to go on up into our glute bridge. Come on up into the position and hold and squeeze. Find that form. From here, we're going to lift our heels off the floor onto our toes. Oh, yeah. Hold it here. And then pulse. Pulse. Knees apart ever so slightly. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Roll through the spine. Take that band off. And we are going to go into our dead bugs. Because the best kind of bug is a dead bug. All right, so bring those hands straight up from the shoulders and go ahead and stack your knees over your hips. Make sure that the knees aren't creeping in towards your chest. Try to keep them over the hips. That's going to keep your core engaged this whole time. From here, opposite arm as leg reaches out and it comes back in. We stop at the middle. So right arm comes overhead, left leg extends. And in. Left arm, right leg. Now, a modified version of this is to keep the knee bent and just tap the toes. If you notice your low back pops up off the floor when you do these, that's your sign to modify a wee bit. We're going to go through a few of these. Now for our core rounds, we are just going to go time-based. We have about 10 seconds left. And rest. All right, from here, legs are going to come up into the air. Take a stretch, first of all. Give them a nice little stretch. All right, from here, hands come behind the head, supporting our neck. Now, two options here. If your neck gets sore, you can do this completely on the floor, flat, or you can lift the shoulder blades up off the floor, make it a little harder. Leg is going to drop, lift up, drop, lift, drop, lift. Keeping the core nice and strong, glued to the floor. The straighter the legs, the harder it is. If you need to modify, you're going to bend the knees and do a toe tap version. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, rest. Whew. All right, we have a bicycle crunch. Two options here. Bicycle crunch with a hold in between, so that goes right, left, hold, repeat, right, left, hold, or you can just go straight into it and repeat there. All right, here we go. Inhale, bicycle, side, side. Feel free to come back to center to breathe. Core control is what's really important here. Core is on fire. 10 seconds. We have one more after this. 3, 2, 1. Ooh! All right, sit it up. We have our twists side to side. Lean it back. Now you can take a dumbbell if you have one close by. Feet up in the air. Hold here. Side, 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 side. If you need a little bit of a modification, put those feet down. And if twisting is not your thing, you're going to hold that weight and you're going to pulse it back and front, back, back, back. Just enough to turn those core muscles on. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Go ahead and turn it over onto your stomach, and we're going to take it into a little bit of a cobra. Lifting the chest. Give those core muscles a little bit of a stretch. And if you would like a deeper stretch, go ahead and place the hands down. Lift. Rock back to a child's pose. Stretch those arms and shoulders. Inhale up. Bring it up to standing through whatever means necessary. All right, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. It's so good to be here with you. I will see you next week. Don't forget to hydrate and have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Thank you.